Hello, I'm currently unsuccessful. Everyone has their favorite stand-up comedy special, but how can we compare stand-up comedy specials without the favoritism getting in the way? Hopefully like this. Welcome to Laugh Track, where we track stats and chat facts. This week I'll be watching Bear, Jim Jeffries' fifth of 9 stand-up comedy specials. This was released in 2014 for Comedy Central, but you can currently watch it on Netflix because Comedy Central is dead. Look at how they massacred my boy, or whatever. Interesting thing, notable note of note, is that Bear, Jim Jeffries' fifth of 9 stand-up comedy specials, was filmed at the Wilbur Theater in Boston. And this is the first time in the long-running history of the Laugh Track that we have ever had a repeat theater. I fucking eat ravioli and throw confetti on my bushes, I guess. I don't know what to do about it. But it's notable. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a lot more of the Wilbur Theater popping up if we've already seen it twice in the opening 10 episodes. But it was also in Norm Macdonald, Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and Trickery. Bear recorded there first, and like I said, we're probably going to find out who recorded there before Jim Jeffries, and then we'll find out who recorded there before them. And then this year in comedy, 2014, movies, 22 Jump Street, Neighbors, and The Lego Movie. Shows, Silicon Valley, Broad City, and The Lego Show. Just kidding, BoJack Horseman. Highest grossing comedians based on ticket sales. Gabriel Iglesias, 18 million. Kevin Hart, he's in first place, 35 million. And then in between those two, I always do sandwiching in the middle, Jeff Dunham, 22 million. I gotta learn how to, what am I, number dyslexia? In the video. And the 2014 comedic controversy of the year was... it was something involving Bill Cosby. What was it? And lastly, before we get to the laughs, was there an intro? Yes, there was. But it was really only like a little halfway intro. It was like a little peek behind the curtain. Peek behind the curtain intro is where the performer is when the performer is wearing the clothes that they're wearing on stage, and then they do just like a really minimalist small intro. In this one, Jim Jeffries does a really quick, like maybe 2-3 shots of him walking from outside, inside, and onto the stage, wearing the clothes that he wears on the stage. Another example of a peek behind the curtain would be Taylor Tomlinson, Quarter Life Crisis. Cool, let's get to the laughs. Minute 0 to 10. Jim Jeffries takes the stage, and he is wearing clothes, which I was surprised, because I thought he would be Bear. "60 laughs in this segment. I've always, not always, for the past like 2 years, I've been saying to myself and like 3 of my friends, I think that we're gonna remember Jim Jeffries, Dave Chappelle, and John Mulaney in like 100 years. I won't remember them in 100 years, but like out of all of the comedians that are around right now, those are just the ones that feel the most prolific. And when I went back and I rewatched this comedy special, it just really hit that home for me. Every single 10-minute segment during this show has at least one iconic joke, and most of them have 2 iconic jokes. It's a little bit like Killing Them Softly, how you're like, oh my god, another one that I like, hey, that's in this special too, that's in this special too. Every single 10 minutes has, I just said it, okay? Notable of the structure. So he's really good at telling stories, and I also like how he's really good at working in very broad themes into really tiny niche personal stories of himself. So he'll like dissect a really big topic by making it like a very interpersonal story about like, one time me and my son did this, or like one time me and my ex-girlfriend did this. But obviously it's a much broader kind of like jumping off platform to be able to talk about fatherhood, or to be able to talk about the dichotomy of men and women. That's probably enough. I really like the taglines in this part specifically, especially that costs me nothing, that mug. That makes me laugh. That always makes me smile and laugh. And okay, here's a good time to point out that this entire laugh track is very biased. This stand-up special in particular was very integral, good word, to my stand-up comedy taste at large. I've watched this a bunch of times, and I actually hadn't watched it in a couple of years, so I found myself having a very hard time actually like taking the notes. It's a very easy job, the laugh track, you know what I mean? Like just taking notes during a comedy special. I did not want to. It was like pulling teeth having to like pay attention during this special. I just wanted to like sit back, relax, and soak up all the stories. It's not all stories. For instance, you get like really cool. You get fun, interesting observations about the world. For instance, the April 18th joke during this part. I've seen Jim Jeffries live, and I actually saw a guy who... People probably want a lot less personality in these. Am I right, guys? Shut up, I can't hear you. This is the past. 74 laughs during this segment. If I didn't point it out, I really like this stand-up comedy special a lot. During this segment, like I said, a lot of iconic jokes in every single 10-minute section. Another iconic joke is, my boyfriend gives me kisses, my boyfriend gives me kisses. I can't tell you how many times I've done that joke incorrectly. I always do it like a little bit off. It's so good the way he does it. But I've done that joke dozens and dozens of times, just a little bit incorrectly for my friends for like the past decade. So, minutes 21 to 30. A lot going on here, but the thing that I will zero in on is that Jim starts his gun control bit. It is his most famous joke, routine, whatever you want to call it. 17 minutes, takes up a big chunk of the entire show, and it's just very well thought out comedy. He's approaching a subject from literally every single angle that he possibly can by using act outs and characters. But there's probably, a really good video essay out there, or maybe like 95,000 really good video essays out there breaking down this joke, because it hit the zeitgeist pretty hard. I mean, it might even be the sole reason why Jim Jeffries got offered that Jon Stewart type show that didn't last very long. I like a lot of stuff that Jim Jeffries does, but I didn't even watch that show a little bit. I don't know, that sounds mean. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry. Jim, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. I didn't even think that about saying it. So, 61 laughs during this 10-minute segment. I'm always singing that little song that he sings in this specific chunk of time. From time to time, we all get sad. 1 minute you're happy, the next you're sad. It's just another one of the 1,000 things that I noticed during this rewatch that I was like, oh my god, that's like such an integral part of my DNA, like in like that Spider-Man scene when they like go into the DNA, or in that like Jimmy Neutron scene where they go into the DNA, or in that like Fantastic Four scene where they like go into the DNA, or in that 31 to 40. This entire 10-minute chunk of time is taken up by the gun control bit. What to point out here? I really like the percentages where he's like, 50% of you agree with me, 50% of you don't agree with me. It's a great way to deconstruct the joke, approach it from another angle, make sure that he never comes off as like preachy or like tired from doing the joke the same way over and over again, or like just like shoving the same stance down your throat the entire time. He comes off as like relatable to the people who clearly do not agree with him, and earning favor with every type of member of the audience, including the comedy fans who like numbers and jokes and stuff like that. I also like, out of context, this is horrendous. Before I say this, 58 laughs here during this 10-minute chunk of time. Is this the first time he's gone below 60? Ooh, impressive. The horrendous line. So, I keep my slaves locked in a safe. In the context, that's perfect comedy. It's so funny. And you're gonna have to go watch the joke so you can confirm that I'm not a bad person. 41 to 50. There's not a bad 10 minutes of comedy in this entire special, and there are a lot of 10 minutes of comedy in this entire special. The gun control joke is still going on at this chunk of time. However, it finally ends. Hooray! Is there any meat left on that bone? Nope. It's bare. Okie dokie. Disabilities joke happens here. It starts out as him talking about his show getting canceled legit, but then it ends up just being a really big long chunk of time to talk about disabilities. But this is another one of his iconic bits. Not as iconic as the gun control bit, but I actually like this one more because I heard less people talking about it, which means that I was cool. 52 laughs during this segment. Going down. Down under. 51 to 60, we get Hank would have been an excellent answer. Great tagline. I really like that one a lot. Also, we get the airport joke during this chunk of time. Not the downgraded joke, but the other iconic airport joke from this special. Every joke is great. 50 laughs during this 10 minutes, 61 to 70. This is uncharted territory for the laugh track. No comedy special that I've tracked on the laugh track has gone on this long yet, you know? Like, Nemo throwing out to thee, or whatever. So here we get the Oscar Pistorius joke, which is really, really, really funny, but I think you need to see the gun control joke before you see this one. That's the great thing about comedy specials. A lot of times, there's callbacks. Inconceivable! Nemo throwing out to thee! I bet that was the same guy. So, Oscar Pistorius joke. Thematic callbacks to the gun control bit, but also like act out callbacks. So you get like him proving a point, but also him just being like a little silly goose moving around and stuff. 65 laughs during this segment. The laughs have gone back up. Inconceivable. I said that word already. Preposterous. Luna. 71 to 76. We have finally reached the end of Bear. So, Jim Jeffries, downgraded joke. Iconic airport joke number 2. Neil Diamond, or whatever. I hope I didn't spoil that for you, because just go watch the special. I mean, if there's any one comedy special that you should watch out of these first 10 comedy specials that I've covered on the Laugh Track, I would say probably go watch Bear. Unless you don't like bad words. I mean, how many bad words are in this thing? All in due time, my pretty. Or whatever. But how many laughs were in this 10-minute segment? 29. Is there anything else to add? Probably not. Is this thing 30 minutes long yet? Probably. Let's get to the stats. Starting out with the bad words. Jim Jeffries gives us 229 bad words in Bear. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Leading the way from the Big Four is fuck with 127 entries. Leading the way from the eclectic bunch is cock with 11. And since this is a Jim Jeffries comedy special, we're counting the cunts. As I counted the cunts on the cunt counter, I'm sorry, I just want to say that a lot, 28, all right? Moving on to the laughs. 449 total laughs in Bear, over a total time speaking of 74 minutes, 48 seconds. That gives us a laughs per minute of 6, exactly, and a laughs per second of that number that's almost exactly 0.1. Math. And before we compare, I'd just like you to know that my light bulb has exploded. Yes, it did happen while on camera. However, I ruined it by trying to say something funny, and it was so embarrassingly unfunny that I cannot show you that footage. So now I'm just in the dark, knowing that if I was only funny, I could have had some cool video footage maybe. But we're comparing now. Oh, look at that. Jim Jeffries, Bear, has taken the spot for most laughs, and he has also taken the spot for most bad words. However, most laughs per second is still holding strong with Daniel Tosh, Happy Thoughts. Is that the end?